Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for coming to the show. This is Jose Views, and tonight is a special night. Tonight, we're going to promote the social movement right now in Cuba, San Isidro movement. San Isidro is very close to what's going on now. There's a crisis in Cuba going on with the San Isidro movement. There's a hunger strike. What the San Isidro movement is, as people are letting in, I'll let you know, they're a group of artists, scientists, moms, and a few kids that are in this house in Havana, in Old Havana, and they're pretty much sequestered inside with a hunger strike to liberate one of their friends, Danny Solis, to ask for the Cuban government to have equal access to purchasing things at a a normal rate, but most importantly for the liberty of Cuba. So what's happening is the Cubans government or dictatorship is now currently having to making people buy with American dollars that they do not make and dollars that they do not have. So that's one of the causes. The second cause, another cause is obviously the freedom of Danny Solis. It's another artist. This group of artists, some of them are mostly urban artists. Some of them have, for example, rappers. And for example, behind me, you will see is Luis Alcantara, who is a sculpture artist, and also there's a former professor from the University of Havana. She also is a cancer patient who is in this group. It's a group of very valuable people, people who are really fighting for the freedom of Cuba. We have recent news today that the Minister of Interior of Cuba, which pretty much leads the let's say leads the intelligence community in Cuba, or one of the leaders of the intelligence community has died, is now dead, and we don't really know why. So there's a lot of things going on within the island, and this is a special night for us to promote the social movement and get people to gather and kind of give us some hashtags whenever you can to any entity. It can be Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State, is on it. He has a report. I'll show you in a second when I share my screen. But we want to promote this hashtags tonight. If you can help the Cuban community with this, it would be amazing. Again, it's SOS San Isidro. So it's pretty much means we're all in with San Isidro, with the San Isidro movement. Free Danny Solis, who is one of the artists that got arbitrarily arrested for no reason. Really, he's getting accused of terrorism. He obviously didn't do any of that. They were honestly just making cultural, pretty much cultural, let's say, performances to spread democracy, to tell people to be free. And now they're in the heat of a war against a dictatorship that has no compassion. It has not allowed anybody for the most of this. This hunger strike is going on for 6 days, y'all. 6 days of hunger strike, 6 days of not allowing many folks to get in. It's been very small access of people that are being able to pretty much bypass the security system outside this house. In each block of the street, they had police there. Tonight, we have breaking news. As the Interior Ministry of Cuba dies, there is a Cuban American journalist that was able to get in today. He was able to fly into Havana. Flights are now open since a couple of days ago, and this journalist was able to get in and is now currently inside the house with the people doing the hunger strike. Among the hunger strike, we have two folks who are doing a hunger strike and a thirst strike, and their life is really at risk. So their life is at risk. This is the 6th day, and obviously, when you're not drinking water nor food for those two gentlemen, there's not a lot of time. Time is crucial, so we need the Red Cross, the International Red Cross, to really help the situation with this freedom fighters, and they're not really fighters; they're freedom seekers. They're with the expression of arts and the expression of liberty. They're defending the right is the only little free space right now in Cuba. It's a little house in Old Havana that is there, making sure that there's a symbol of freedom right now within the island. Those people are really suffering. We need the world community to really get with us and with the hashtags SOS San Isidro. So SOS SANISIDRO, San Isidro, or Free Danny Solis. And then there's a Spanish hashtag in the bottom. Tonight is a night where any Spanish speaker, any English speaker can come in. It is Tuesday nights, and I do the English show, and I got a lot of announcements for the audience who's now watching. But first, we're all in with San Isidro. There's breaking news. Finally, our journalist was able to get in. There was a journalist yesterday that was trying to film. On Saturday afternoon at around 3 p.m. The group within the house was able to get the word out for people to try to meet up at the parks and do a protest. What happened was what typically happens. Only a couple of people were able to come out and fight their fear and come out, and they were ambushed by a group of obviously government orchestrated crowd that ambushed them and obviously went after them and tried to sequester. They got beat up. Some of them got arrested. But among those was an international journalist. I believe she was from Reuters. I could be wrong on that. Please spare the details. But she was, also affected by this mob of government hired people to make it seem like it was, the general population doing this to the people. Let me keep a quick Spanish heads up. Mi gente en español, no sé, cuando ponga el link, si quieren entrar, pueden entrar, yo traduzco. Hoy estamos con San Isidro en inglés para que todo el mundo lo sepa. Today we are with the movement of San Isidro, so all of you understand, we're all in. We're doing this message in English so the word gets out. So people, please hashtag with those hashtags the International Red Cross. We need them involved. The Pope, the UN, obviously the United Nations, the European nations, the U.S. Department of State. Even though Pompeo already has pronounced his support for the movement, there's a lot of things happening right now within Cuba, and we need this push for people to try to take this moment and take an opportunity to make something happen. I really appreciate all of you joining. By the way, we've reached 500 subscribers. Once we get to 1,000, we will do a $100 prize. So please tell your friends, anybody, to subscribe to the channel. This channel has a lot of purposes, but right now we are with the Cuban cause of helping this movement survive. These people's lives are at risk. But once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will give out a prize of $100, just so everybody knows. Please, also, with the San Isidro movement, I'm going to talk about some of the folks. And let me share screens real quick with you so you see kind of the story we're talking about. And also, I'm going to be sharing on Facebook this live so people can join. Let me go through the comments real quick. So y'all see, I saw some people coming early. I want to say a lot of thanks to all the folks coming in from really early on. Appreciate y'all being there. Right here, we have Alejandro giving a lot of heads up prayers and a lot of hands up for San Isidro movement. Let's go with that back to the San Isidro movement. So everybody knows San Isidro is a group, again, of urban artists who are fighting for the freedom of Cuba. I'm about to put some pictures up for you guys so you know who we're talking about and what they're doing. They're sacrificing for many Cubans who are asleep, and they're not, out defending their freedoms right now, and they're doing it there for them, and that's super important. I keep going with the hashtags. I need to go over here. Let's see. There you go. So San Isidro movement. They are. There's also kids in this house, and some of the kids. I'm going to show you one picture where a woman gets pretty much detained or pushed away in her bike, and all she was trying to do was trying to get into the neighborhood so she could she was just trying to get into the neighborhood so she could deliver supplies to the house. So this was going on. Kids, there was a little girl coming in to see her dad. Her dad is one of the protesters and one of the people who in this hunger strike. And she got shot by a police guy dressed in as a civilian. That's the people, that type of people we're dealing with. It's super important to give support to these folks right now. If you saw the hashtags, I'm going to put they're in the description of the video also, so you know. Um, Let me take the opportunity as we go with comments, and everybody is in the Cuban community is starting to really get behind this group. We see a light of hope of people who are defending freedom in the teeth of power, in the teeth of a regime that wants to oppress. There's a lot of misinformation that the dictatorship is sending about these people. Do not listen to it. It is completely de facto information that they're using to distract from what the rights that they're demanding. They're really demanding the rights of a person that is being accused of false things just for defending the rights of dignity and the rights of human rights, really, and really is trying to oppress the other ones that probably are facing the same fate. I mean, these people are obviously in danger of being arrested themselves, being taken to prison, tortured, all the 9 yards. It's just that it's among a lot of news that's happening within Cuba. There's also a moment this week where the intelligence of the military infiltrated the general intelligence of the police, and they overtaken the police. So right now, the military intelligence is over the police. Let me turn this light off. Turn light off. Turn flashlight off. I apologize for that, y'all. And I'm trying to here to share. Let me show you some pictures so y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's go over here. Let's share screens so y'all know. This is amazing how some of the things that are happening. I'm going to share some of the stories that are going on before I share the link, so y'all know what I'm talking about. So here we're going to see first. I'm about to share with you some of the stories and some of the pictures so you know what I'm talking about. So right here on the bottom, I hope you can see him. That's Luis Alcantara, who's also behind me on the TV screen. Luis Alcantara is the sculpture artist. He's in a hunger and thirst strike for the 6th day in a row. His life is in danger. This house has belonged to him. He's one of the leaders of this movement. Then on the top, you see how they're sleeping. They're pretty much or kind of where they're staying. All these guys are sleeping in the floor. There's no beds. There's nothing like that, and they're doing all this big sacrifice for the world to get a glimpse of what they're struggling with and what they're trying to. So the world kind of knows what they're facing. We have more pictures over here of the movement, San Isidro movement, and I wanted to show you over here in the top. You see Mike Pompeo's statement. It's in Spanish, but Mike Pompeo is pretty much saying on this quote that he's behind the movement San Isidro and what they're doing. There's also a lot of other, hopefully, we're asking for other world leaders to step up and give their 2 cents and their thoughts behind the movement. Over here, I wanted to change and show you what I was talking about. This is the woman with supplies, and this gentleman you see here in civilian clothes. I don't know if you can see it. I hope you can. That gentleman is obviously part of the dictatorship. He's part of the regime. He's part of the authorities. He's a what we call a G2, part of the intelligence community, and he's obviously pushing away this lady trying to come in with supplies. There's in the bright side, there's finally some backup from the Cuban athletes. Typically, this doesn't happen. Cuban athletes have their families sometimes within the island, and typically they don't come out and pronounce themselves. There's a few athletes here that have. We have the pitcher on the Spain, who is from the played for the Marlins a couple of years ago. He's come out in support for San Isidro. We have a boxer, Urgas, who's training for a fight, and he's in support of the movement. And we have the best chess Cuban player in the world, and now he's going to compete, or he's trying to compete for the United States now, Blusson. So those 3 athletes are all pronounced themselves lately in for the group. So those are good signs to watch. Typically, that doesn't happen. So they're getting support from all around. Let me stop sharing the screen so you get me back. I'm going to share the link in case anybody wants to come in and give their 2 thoughts about the movement, about what they're doing. Again, I want to thank you. That's a Spanish in Spanish. Thank you so much. Let me keep going. Good. evening. Good evening to you. We are behind San Isidro movement. Hopefully, people also understand that these people um, are they're trying to get others to come support them. But there was a until a couple hours ago, until this journalist, this Cuban journalist from America, was able to go back to Cuba and pretty much infiltrate himself in, and he was able to bypass security. So I guess security has stepped down a notch. It is a critical time now. It's day 6 of the hunger strike. So because of all those reasons, maybe they're or maybe they just changed their strategy. Nobody really knows why they changed positions on this, where they were keeping a very very tight, blockade around the house, around the block where this house is, and they even send a, let's say, a recruit or some a neighbor who they recruited to make a fight. So he knocked on the door with one where these people are staying at, and tried to get one of the people on the hunger strike inside to come out and fight with him. That didn't really work out, but he started throwing beer bottles at the door, knocked the ball door off. It was obviously to provoke any type of fight, any type of reaction, in order to get them to react and get them in trouble. Obviously, they're looking for any excuse to get them arrested. Give me 1 second here. I need to copy this link. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, see that? Yeah. Okay. I'm going about to start getting into some comments too, to see what y'all's thoughts are on the movement. What we need to do next is really reach out to as many people as possible. Again, these people are obviously not violent at all. They're people who are doing this peacefully, and all they want is for Cuba to lift some of the sanctions against the people. For example, having people buying dollars is just a complete mistake. So we're here to support them. We're here to engage with them. We're here to make sure the English version of their story is told. We're here to make sure that they know that there's a lot of Cubans and a lot of Americans and a lot of people around the world who are going to hear the San Isidro movement story, and that their hunger strike is not in vain. Um, I don't know if I explained also that one of their obviously one of their um, key members of the group is in prison, and they came out with this fake video. This guy obviously most likely has been tortured. Who knows? We really don't know what happened to him in prison, but we know that they came out with this video to try to defame him and the movement and call them terrorists. So they tried to self-incriminate him. So in the video, you see him saying that he knows people that send him supposedly $200 from outside the country to help them with, going to the statue of Marti in a park to do some type of act. This is all obviously built. It's probably a facade that they built to get obviously this man in trouble, to get the movement in trouble, and to be able to have an excuse to do the things they're doing to this movement. They were not allowing people to go in. Finally, a doctor of a mom of one of the strikers on one of the hunger strikers. She was able to get in, I think, on day 4 after being not allowed the first couple of days. She was able to get in, and she was able to start doing some of the physical checks, like sugar checks on them to make sure that they're doing fine. She was also trying to convince them to come out of the strike. Like, maybe this is not a way, a hunger strike, to demand change, but when these folks are they're one of their brothers gets arrested and gets put in prison, accused of terrorism when he hasn't done anything, just for speaking out your mind and just for asking for equality. It's really sad that people on that you feel so frustrated that I can't imagine. They really had, there's very little things they could do. So this is one of the things they decided, and hopefully they decide to get out of it, because we don't want to lose them, but we do want to leave clear that anything that happens to these people is in the hands of the government, is in the hands of the dictatorship, because there's many. First of all, this person that is Solis should not be in prison. That's to begin with. Second of all, they have not allowed people to come in to help them and to convince them for almost a whole week now. This is day 6, and this is the first time people have been able to like actually get in there and start showing some, support. And the people that came in were journalists, so and parents of the folks. So like many times that when we have said, about this movement, we can tell that people are that we tell people that in Cuba you have your family sequestered, you have your family like they're in hostage situations, and that's what happened here. I mean, um, so again, the San Isidro movement is super important. We want people to note of it. We want people to throw the hashtags. Let me see some of the comments here and kind of keep reacting to them. All right, we have Cuban guy says that they're bad, that that they're not the people the government has no courage, in Spanish. Then for doing that to them, then we have messages of we hope there's many different messages here. That people are afraid, people are scared to alive to come out and protest. We have also messages here of Cuba, we're all Cubans, saying Fidel, uh, Fidel probably should not have been born. We have let's see. We have many messages, everybody. So thank you also for the messages. We have somebody with a Fidel Castro. He's obviously something we call a Claria, which is catfish, really. And so what we have also in this networks is people who come out and try to. So there's people that have some type of privileges within the Cuban government, and those people are in charge of getting in social media and getting on the web and come out after people are asking for freedom and liberty and the end of the dictatorship. And those people typically get on at chats. I did not expect them to be in English. I guess they taught English down at the Havana University of Oppression, and repression. But apparently, some folks like that are here. So we got Fidel Castro in the chat. I'm not going to block them because I'm democratic. Unlike them, they are people who are obviously love to be told what to do and love to be in charge of looking out for others and in charge of being jealous of what others do on their freedom and liberty. So they can be in the chat. They can say whatever they want. I'm not home to. I don't really care what they got to say, but I feel sad for them. And actually, it was kind of funny. As this is happening, we're all rallying. There's many Cuban YouTubers in this topic, and part of the plan is to invite some of them as this channel grows. By the way, we passed 500 subscribers. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to give $100 out. So please tell people. Fidel Castro is not going to win it. I can tell you that. So that's a wasted subscription, buddy. But I can tell you that, and the reason why he's not going to win it is because the way we're going to do it is to we're going to do. Oh, by the way, there's prizes on Saturday for the Spanish folks. We're going to give pretty much it's kind of like phone cards for people to be able to talk to their families in Cuba and stuff. So we're going to be giving out some of that with one of my friends from Temas a lo Locos, which is like topics at random is the best way I can translate it. That's his channel right there. The only reason I want to promote him is because he's been helping me a lot. He helped me with my logo. I hope you all like the logo over there of Jose Views. But anyway, that's besides the topic. The true story is that we're here to support movement, a San Isidro movement, to support them with all we got. They know that I assure you that they know that we're going to back them up no matter what. They're in day 6 of their hunger strike. There's 9 folks. I forgot to tell you this, guys. So there's many people inside the house, right? Like I told you, there's kids, there's family members, like moms of this guys that are doing this. There's all the ladies who are helping out. There's independent journalists. Now there's an American journalist in there, or a Cuban American journalist. But really, at the beginning, there was 9 folks that are in this hunger strike, right? So nine people in the hunger strike. Out of those 9 people, there was 3 that were on hunger strike and water. So they were on both. One of the 3 still is in a hunger strike, but he decided to leave the thirst strike because he was, people's livelihood is, people's lives are obviously, kind of slipping away now. It's day 6. So this gentleman, thank God decided to just keep the hunger strike, so he's kind of safe for now, if you can say that. But then the other two are still under this hunger strike, and that's what's going on with them too. Um, so 9 people, everybody on their hunger strike, and then 2 people right now on hunger and thirst strike, and those are the ones that we really really feel that are are in huge danger and that we need support for. Okay, let's see. What else do I need to tell you guys? Obviously, the social movement. Here are the hashtags again. Okay, we need everybody and their mother to please help us out with the hashtags. Just hashtag. Whoever you're affiliated with. If you have any institutions, the Red Cross, International Red Cross, we need them badly, and we don't know where they're at. Everybody has given, sending letters, sending posts, hashtags, but we need them. The Pope, we need their pronunciation. Other presidents, obviously the U.S. has pronounced the support behind the movement. What is the movement? Let me go back to see if I can post the movement. The San Isidro movement. So S-A-N, Isidro, San Isidro. So ISIDRO, right? San Isidro movement. Just go there, try to see. You can see the pictures for yourself, folks. So nobody has to tell you anything. I mean, pictures are worth 1,000 words. At least I hear so. So honestly, don't be worried about any fake news you see out there about these people. It doesn't really matter. What matters is what they're doing, and what they're doing is they're just claiming for freedom, and they're claiming to be heard. And the Washington Post has a story about them, so I sure you should go read it. Reuters has a story about them, and we're slowly going out. We need it at CNN, we need it at Fox, we need it at ABC, we need it everywhere we can get it, because it's a crucial time. Like I told you today, the Minister of Interior dies. We haven't seen Raul Castro like physically live on video or anything like that in months. Okay, they pushed them out, and we think it's even fake images, right? So, or at least some folks do. So this is like a crucial time for Cuba. We really feel that there's an air to change things. So I really hope that some of you can help us with this. We got Temas Logo here. I wanted to again thank Temas Logo a lot. And I want to put his email again, so any of you want to see it. That's his Facebook page. Not Facebook page. That's his YouTube page. Sorry. He's helping me out with calls to Cuba for Saturday, because we reach 500 subscribers. Once we reach to 1,000, I'm going to give out $100 when we get to 1,000 subscribers. So again, I want to thank Temas Logos, Topics at Random, for that support. We go back to the messages. There's a lot of messages of people who are wanting to do more until we know how to really help them besides spreading the message. I obviously will pass that on my Facebook page and on my YouTube and everywhere I can. I'm tweeting like crazy after work, and I'm just asking for help. This is a call for action. This is a call to help for anybody who comes across this channel to help the I put I always take the banner out. Let's put the banner again. The San Isidro movement. The San Isidro movement. They're the 9 folks who are bravely standing for freedom, or pretty much laying for freedom, putting their lives on the line for freedom. It's probably the only free little spot besides Guantanamo Bay that is free in Cuba right now. Actually, within the sovereignty of Cuba, is the only place that is free right now. It's that little house in Old Havana, and that's super important. And I hope that you all know that we really, really, really want people to understand that that the reason why we want their hashtags to go out is because we care about them, and we want them to find a diplomatic way out where they're not arrested, where they don't face retaliation, and where Danny Solis is released, because there's no reason for him to be in prison. He's a political prisoner, one of many, one of more than 143 political prisoners right now. So there's many initiatives going on right now, but obviously a lot of people commenting here, trying to go through the messages. Okay, I see Cuban guy. I just shared it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Temos. I appreciate that. So I appreciate everybody sharing. So people saying people are sharing the message. That's awesome. Fidel, Fidel, you got no room in this chat, bro. you're wasting your time. So my suggestion to anybody is don't even interact with the Fidel. Let Fidel rest in peace. Like, well, not in peace, wherever he's at, right? So don't worry about Fidel. Fidel is here to cause confusion, and that's obviously an act of people who don't want liberty and don't want justice. But Fidel will get justice, just like every other person who's right now still supporting the regime. Things are falling. I want to invite people who are coming in. I appreciate the support. I appreciate everybody throwing the hashtags, people who shared the hashtags. Thank you so much. Somebody's trying to get in, somebody was trying to come in the live. I put the link above. I'll put it again. But his video didn't really work. Again, if you have problems with English, no problem. I got you. Okay, Asha, if you're somebody who wants to know what's going on, just come in. There's no wrong questions. Like, I can tell you, that's what we're here for, to get people who really don't know what's going on, so we can tell them and we can get other people engaged with what's going on. The San Isidro movement is important, and we really, really, really care about it. And let me come in. I got a friend here. Let's see who it is. Welcome to the show, my friend. Iskra. Y'all know Iskra from last time. Iskra, we don't hear you.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
We're doing good. We like here trying to get whoever, even one or two more people, to just share the link and share the hashtags and post and put the support for the movement, Iskra.
Absolutely. Please. Doesn't cost you a penny to share. Share anything you can about this movement. Share any information that goes. Go onto their website. They have a website and they have a Facebook page. If you can look them up and share all that information, we would really appreciate any help that can be given to this movement, whichever way you can. And the best way to do that right now is to generate as much information and get the word out as much as we can. And the way we can do that is to share it with our friends in our social media, anywhere we can. Now, the good news is, Jose, I've heard actually my stepson, who's very young, he's 15, and I am not so much on TikTok as the younger generation are, and he says it's gone very viral on TikTok. So I was happy to hear that.
That is good news. It needs to go viral everywhere because these people are young and they honestly don't need to do this. They're doing it because nobody else is, and honestly, their friend is in prison for no reason. And I think the only thing we can do here is get the word out and let people know about it and let people engage with a bunch of urban artists of many different types of arts, and a couple scientists who are just good people trying to get their cause. I mean, get the cause out so people know about it, and they're putting their life in the line for it, and that's unfortunate. But at the same time, the only thing we can do from our end is make sure they know yes, they will get support, and then many friends that don't really know anything about what we're talking about are going to like say, "Oh, what's that?" and they're going to find them out, and they're going to check them out, and they're going to support them too.
Absolutely, and if you don't know what we're talking about, these are just a group of about 15 people that have come together and said enough is enough. And they are speaking out for all of us, actually, those Cubans that are inside the island and those Cubans that are outside the islands, because we are all still prisoners. Even if we're out of the island, we are all still prisoners of the Cuban regime, because a lot of us have all our family members and our friends inside the island. And a lot of us are unable to go back because we have stood up to this regime. So they're speaking on behalf of all of us, and they're only requesting what we all want, which is freedom for Cuba. And that's what all of us are saying. That's what all of us want. A lot of us are not saying it, but I know all of us. I know all 15 million Cubans around the world want the same thing for their country. So if you can please just spread the word about what is going on, because our heart goes to as a mother, and a lot of these younger kids that are there. I put myself in the shoes of those moms that are going through this right now, and I cannot imagine what they're going through and what they're feeling. And we would hate to lose one single life in there. So please, 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 the international world needs to know what is happening in Cuba today.
And now Isla, we have somebody. I think that's Fulano, and Fulano has been talking to them every night.
Yes.
So Fulano, do you have any updates, any news on the group, and anything you want to share out with whoever's watching?
Yeah, the last one I think is spread out already. I think everybody know about it. Was the guy actually the biochemic guy that he quit because his family. But a good thing on that was
Yes.
his mom is a doctor, actually a doctor in America, and she's gonna be helping them to the for now. We all know from now on the more important thing, they have to be monitored, they have to be ventilated, they have to be receiving at least some real help for somebody really had good intention over those dictators, and that helped. That definitely helped. I actually have a voicemail from Esteban that is he's very helpful that they let him see the mom, some relative, something. I think he said some kind of strategy they tried to do to try to sub them up, like to say, okay, we they tried to show some sympathy, but we all know that we're not going to buy that one. The next day, the next day is coming. They'll be very determined, related with the position that we take, especially here. But right now, for sure, that's what Erica said. Is we have to pronounce because right now our word count more than ever because we are the one that can transmit that to the whole entire world in any language. Sign it. Me personally, you guys know me already. I tell everybody. I actually here in my place celebrating my son actually dinner, but I decided to come and stop here. I might put my daughter talking because she's English spoker. That way, me, I'm involved everybody.
Well, I understand you perfectly fine. So
no.
you're more than welcome to our Monday night shows. We have every Monday night at 8 o'clock. We have English debates. So you are more than welcome.
I got it. I put my Cuban reading on it, but I speak English.
Yes. Yes.
I know the words. I know the thing. I know the meaning. It's more like I'm refused to be Cuban. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? And then even if my friend told me sometime, yeah, it could be more like more spoke in an English dimension. No, I want to make sure that people know that I'm Cuban. That way, it's not a doubt. You know what I'm saying? But
So,
the other part is okay. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna do. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go here.
By the way, to the friends on Facebook, come over to YouTube if you want to come into the link. The link I cannot post it on Facebook, but it's posted here on YouTube. So come to YouTube if you can.
People speak English.
Hi.
hello.
How you doing?
I'm good.
We're here promoting, what your dad is really working on with San Isidro and getting the word out. So so the world knows to support these guys and support those girls out there and to make sure that everybody knows what they're doing.
Is the people that told you that I was in a strike in Cuba?
Yeah.
Yeah. Say something. Say who's your dad?
Obviously, they know that.
Yeah, I'll make it easy. I'll tell you what to say. And just say SOS San Isidro, hashtag SOS San Isidro.
SOS. Wait.
San Isidro. The one at the top.
SOS San Isidro.
Thank you. All right, awesome.
And you
Hashtag
can
SOS
say
San
that. You can say
Isidro.
in Spanish. Say abajo la dictadura. Say.
What?
Say abajo la dictadura.
That's right.
Say something about Cuban freedom. Say something there. Say whatever you want about Cuban freedom. That's your country. Say.
I don't know what to say. You just put me on the spot.
What to say? Hey,
Free Cuba. Let's go. Free
The other
Cuba.
one is coming in a little bit, whatever. Now, this is also a very good friend of mine from Argentina. That's actually a very, very good man. Luis.
Hello, nice to meet you. I think we saw him last time he was there.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where's everybody at?
They're in Florida, and this is in Dallas.
I'm in South Carolina.
South Carolina, Florida, Dallas, Sacramento. We're all over the U.S. pushing on
All over
SOS
the world.
Nice.
all over the world.
Cuba Libre.
Cuba Libre, that's right. Let's
That's
do it
right.
soon.
And you know, it's important for everyone on the chat and everyone on, you know, it's important for all of us to please, you know, these English segments are very important. We need to support these programs in English, because the more views we get, the more the you know, the word is going to get out to the English viewers, and we need the English viewers to know what's happening in our country. We have a lot of YouTubers in Spanish, but we need a lot more. You know, we need this information to go out to the Anglo community and the international community. They speak English, so we need to support these types of YouTubers. So thank you, Jose, for what you're doing.
Thank you, Iska, for jumping in here. It's really a big cause. And
Real gringo right here.
hello, nice to meet you. Is that your better half?
Yes.
Are you his better half?
No, real gringo from Kentucky.
Wow, yes. She's beautiful. How did you manage that?
She doesn't have a right side.
What you guys do is amazing. So I see Miguel on the channel a lot, and I know he's so focused with it, but you guys are really doing a lot of good work. Good luck with your. So I see Miguel on the channel a lot, and I know he's so focused with it, but you guys are really doing a lot.
No, somebody has the TV open, but but thank you for letting him, because we need him. He's integral.
Yes. Yes.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing?
You see,
Hello,
I'm making it international. I got it everywhere.
I see it. I see.
Everyone.
This is Cuban freedom, no matter what.
That's right. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Yeah, believe it or not.
We're going to do it in Old Havana pretty soon.
You got it, man. Hey, I'm coming by later. Let me attend to my party.
Okay.
Hey, don't walk away.
Share the
Just
link.
around, you walk away.
Hashtag. Somebody has the TV open, so if somebody can close their mic or turn the TV or whatever audio they got left.
Now, let me try with the headphones. Let's second.
Perfect, my friend. Thank you. And I think we got Alex. Is that Alex, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Alex from Temas Alorogo, thank you so much for joining. So there's his YouTube page. Alex is a big collaborator of this channel, just as famous Iskra. But Alex is helping me with the channel. He helped me with the logo, and we have a couple prizes that he's helping me with for the Cuban people with from phone calls to Cuba. And by the way, there's a good chance to tell you there's a prize once we get to 1,000 subscribers. We're gonna give $100. So $100 once we get to 1,000 subscribers. We're at 520 last time I checked. So let's move it. Let's do it. And right now, what do you think, Alex? What do you think about SOS San Isidro, about the hashtags, about the movement? What are your thoughts? How can we help?
Well, the first thing I want to say, I want to thank you for taking time to do this. It's really important that we keep the San Isidro movement alive, and we need to have as many people around the world talking about it. In my case, my wife is Asian, and I was talking to her last night, and I say, we need to spread the word not only in around the USA, but anywhere. We need everybody to talk about it. So what she's going to be doing today, she's going to be posting posting about San Isidro in 2 countries, in Japan and Thailand. So people in Thailand and people in Japan and Thailand, they can know about San Isidro. She has thousands and thousands of followers. So I told her that it's really important that we spread the word in different languages, because as many languages possible, because in that case, more people would know about what these people are going through. And I just want to thank you for taking time to do this, because we need this right now. This could make a big change in Cuba for good. and we need to support them. As we speak, there's people that are on hungry strike. They're not even drinking water, eating any food, and it's because they want to change for Cuba. So that's good that again, thank you for doing this, and I hope anybody watching, please take the time to go into Twitter or any account, a Facebook account, any account, and please share this link so that people can listen and understand what is going on in San Isidro in Havana, Cuba.
No,
That's
thank you, Alex. And I can't do without you guys. I need the support to make sure that people know what we're doing. And Alex and Iskra, that you Alex, in your show, Temas a lo Loco, you've been like all over this for the last 4 days. Iskra has been in every show I've seen, in her show on Mondays, talking about this. And we just need people to hook up and like really understand that we're not doing this just to waste some people's time. We're doing this because there's people's lives in the line, and there's a freedom of a country in the line that we want. We feel the air of liberty close, and we want to take advantage of the opportunity. There's things happening that haven't happened in a while, and we want to take the opportunity. We need the international community. We need every American that talks about Cuba and knows about Fidel and Raul dying. Well, Fidel's dead. Raul's supposedly still alive, but we're about to make
It's
some
the
changes
moment.
if we get your support.
just want to say one more
The
thing, if you
Cuban
don't mind.
moment.
I just want to say one more thing, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
For the young people watching, if you're not sure about what is Cuba about, or if you don't know anything about politics, or you're not really into it, I just want to say to you, by you sharing this word, the hashtags and this link, Jose Views page. Basically, what you're doing, you're saving life. So do it just for that. Even if you don't understand what's going on, just know that you're saving people's life. And that's what we ask you, please, to share all this hashtag that Jose is have on the screen, or also you can actually share his page so
Yeah,
that
it's
people
also in the
can know
description.
more about it.
I love the way you put it. That's exactly what we're doing. Even if you don't know anything about it, like Iska said, you can go on their Facebook and find them out. You just put San Isidro movement, and you will find it. And then if not, just share the link, and also just hashtag every authority, every big institution, international institution, because you are definitely saving lives, and you would definitely going to be part of history whether you know it or not. So
Yeah,
I hope you do.
but you know what, Pepito? Let me tell you something. Hi, Iska. Tema
Alex,
Loco, how you doing?
good.
Hey, Pepito. In one way or the other way, every single Cuban is part of San Isidro. They doing even for us too. They do it from the people there inside Cuba, and they do it for the people outside of Cuba. They do it for me, for my wife, because that's amazing. We have country, we have Cuba. Cuba is in us, but you don't have, or we don't have the freedom to travel to Cuba. We are retired, and you want to spend the last year of your life in Cuba, in your country, with these regimes. That's impossible. They do it for us, because it's today morning. My wife and I, we talking about it, and we're thinking, okay, in the San Isidro movement block, how many in the neighborhood, how many neighbors they going to be part of the San Isidro? I think one lady from the neighborhood, they bring bread or something, but the people, they don't do nothing. They don't really do nothing about it. They risk his life for us. It's not fair, you know. They are young people. It's so sad. I feel very, very sad, because I saw that young people, they risk his life even for me. for us, for all the Cuban. All we are Cuban. She's Cuban. I am Cuban. Pepito, my wife. All we are Cuban. So we needed to support San Isidro movement. And Pepito, let me ask a question.
Please. I love your words, by the way. That's why I'm cutting you.
All right. Okay. Let me tell you this. In Cuba, we have the Las Damas de Blanco.
Which are, let me explain what that is. They're the widows of political prisoners who come out, go to church on Sundays, and they pretty much, the dictatorship sends civilians, police civilians to beat them up. That's what happens.
Yeah. Every single Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. I mentioned the Las Damas de Blanco because I know in Cuba they have different movement, like the Ferrer, etc.
Unpago, which is Patriotic Union of Cubans, who also tries to do acts to liberate Cuba.
Exactly. So what I think is, or my question is, why the representation of people from the other movement, they don't go to San Isidro to be together, to be more stronger? It's my question. You know,
I think, and my answer to that is, I think from us, we're urging that, but we can't make anybody do anything.
Do you see my point?
You know, I see your point. I get your point.
I understand. I understand. Yeah, Jose, but I actually, I've seen interviews with Unpaco, and I've seen interviews with other political activists in the island, and they actually are. They can't go physically there because they're not letting anybody in there. But actually, Unpaco is doing a hunger strike in solidarity with yeah. So they actually, Jose Ferrer was in Carlito Madrid's, I think it was yesterday or the day before, talking about this solidarity that they're doing on their end.
And honestly, what I hope happens is I'm going to invite those folks, even though they might not speak English, to come here and try to tell their story either here or Monday or with Iskra or whoever, but they need to come out so we can tell their story and the people know about them and what they're doing and their actions. Super important. I agree with you, Money. I agree with you 100. I think the people need to know how many brave Cubans are trying to do things and what exactly are they doing. And we need to visualize that. And that's why we're here. That's our job. That's what we can do.
And the Cuban Canadian, they have Ernesto, to be more specific. He have a video, and you mentioned the names of every single one in San Isidro. In the end, or to this, todos somos San Isidro, always San Isidro, and then we need hundreds of Cuban, because what I think is Ilska in the block, in the neighborhood, is in the San Isidro headquarters, and the San Isidro headquarters in that block, they live over 100 people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's every single member for family. They go out and they take a seat in the middle of the street. They not talking, they not say nothing. Just sit in the middle of the street.
And that's what
that's nonsense.
I know, and that's why we're here. When I understand you, Wicho, and we all want that, right? That's why we're here. We're trying to explain to the Cuban people that that's what they need to do. But it's going to take time. It's 60 years of them being in a prison. Their mothers are in that prison, and we have to be patient.
Believe me, I never do nothing over there.
So we understand.
In Cuba, the only thing I have in my mind is leave the island.
Right. And that's what a lot of Cubans have. And let me tell you that yesterday, the San Isidro movement through Fulano de Tal was in the in a directa with La Señora de las Emociones in her channel, and they said publicly that all of their neighbors have been supportive of them since the beginning. and they have in one way or another supported them.
You're talking about.
And by the way,
like
we have an announcement. I mean, not an announcement. I found out
Okay.
today that the gentleman they came in that the police used. They recruited this guy to come and throw beer bottles at the door.
Yeah, I know.
And he's being identified by civilians, not by the government. It's all secretively, but he's being identified. People know who he is. So things are going to start to happen, but they need to know that we're here. And I think the most important thing, we can't control what an opposition leader or anybody inside of Cuba does, but what we can do is inspire people to do stuff. And the only way we're going to make that happen is by getting a bunch of people who don't know anything about San Isidro or any other movement to join or in some way engage them, and in some way give them support. And that's what I can compromise to. And I think more of us are trying to do is just get more people to tell them we're here to back you up. Now it's your job to do it, because unfortunately we can't do it for you, but you're gonna get the support from here.
Yeah, because it's like my wife said to me, and the people in Cuba, they are completely, let's go to see this picture. The people in Cuba, they're sleeping, very deep sleep. And then us, we needed to shake him to wake you up.
Exactly.
That's why we're here.
Speaking of,
we needed to do something with screaming and do the all the program like Pepito, View, the Carlitos, el Chucho del Chucho, and every single one. It's like everybody, like a shaking, wake up.
Yep. Yeah, and they will. I think there's things happening in Cuba that we're not sure why they're happening. It's not it can be all coincidence. Okay, the Minister of Interior dies while this is going on of supposedly natural causes, but they're not doing a big parade like they do for other generals. So there's something going on. There's things going on that we don't know about that we need to push on, and we need to make happen from our end and not wait. If we like Temas a lo Loco at his show said Sunday, and I really respect him for it because I agree. We can't sit and wait for for other people to do things. Right. We have to, do them ourselves. And in this way, like the only thing I can do tonight is ask for friends and for people on YouTube and Facebook to please put those hashtags anywhere they can find it. Any international institution. We especially need the the International Red Cross right now. That will be very helpful. But really, anybody, the UN, the European nations, the World Institution of Health, anybody who you can hashtag on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, anything would be great, y'all. So please help us with those hashtags. Alex, you got something to say? Again, let me put the hashtag of let me put the YouTube channel you got going on. Even though it's in Spanish, you can probably learn good Spanish at his show. And then I didn't copy and paste Somos Más page, Iskra Plus. I think I got the wrong one. But she's on Monday nights. So can you tell people where to find you, Iskra? Monday nights at 8.
It's Somos Más Cuba .com basically, and I'm on my you can find me with my name on Facebook. I normally paste the link on there, so anybody can find it through my own Facebook as well.
And guys,
subscribe to the channel. 1,000. I'm giving out $100, and Temas a lo Loco is collaborating with us on calls, giving out money for people to call their family members in Cuba on Saturday. So subscribe. You would help this channel a lot by doing that or sharing that.
And let me tell you, and they are really scared. They are really scared, but the regime is in complete panic.
Right.
It's in panic because it's amazing. They put a guy behind bars in the big house. Just because he's going to put flowers in the Jose Marti
statue.
It's you are so sure, or you are, if the people are with you, if you are so sure, because I am so sure of my wife. I don't have a problem my wife she going to outside or go to the shopping or whatever, because I know I completely sure of her love for me and our relationship. Is that regime is so sure of the people. They are They are right. They do right. Why so scared for 15 young people or a guy who going to put the flowers or something like that? They know they are scared. They are in panic because they know the times. It's the finish time is around the corner.
That's right. That's right. Julio Turino, I want to take a chance to say hi, and thanks to Julio Turino. He helped me edit a video coming up. I'm going to post it. It's his independent video of pretty much it's how a blind man can have a gun in America, or a blind man. How can a blind man shoot? As you know, I'm legally blind, and I went shooting, and I did a pretty funny video. So I suggest you watch. It's going to be interesting on the Second Amendment. So if anybody's interested, thank you, Julio, for helping me with that. And please visit Darwin, the World of Darwin. And this is a good invite to invite Darwin to the show in English. I know he speaks English, and we're supporting SOS San Isidro. So please come through. Julio, tell Darwin that we want to see if we can get together next Tuesday. All right, Alex, you have been quiet.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just listening.
Hey, wake up!
We should kind of take over the whole place.
I don't drink coffee, but it seems like I drink a ton, but not really.
No, I just want to say that for the people around the world, that the people in Cuba, they're really afraid of the government because it's a dictatorship. So it's not as easy as just coming out to the streets, because it's a dictatorship, and they will take them to jail, they will kill them. So that is why this movement is so important, because they're doing something real, important. I don't think we're seeing something like this in a long time. It did happen in the past. Unfortunately, 2 people that done this before, they passed away, and we don't want for this to happen to these young people that has families, and they're doing a really good thing for a change in Cuba. But all we ask is for you to share hashtag that can save life, that can make a difference in Cuba, and be part of it. And I want to thank you all for doing that. If you do, put your hand in your heart. Just think about you saving life by making a change in Cuba. And I hope everybody share this link, and and we pray for them and their family, and I hope that this bring that all Cubans unite as well with all the peoples around the world, and and put a stop to this dictatorship that has been killing many Cubans in almost 62 years. And also they are responsible for everything that is happening in Venezuela, Nicaragua, Chile, Argentina. So it's really important that we understand that this is not just about Cuba, but it can be about many friends, countries that are going through a similar or almost the same situation as Cuba right now.
It's
So
the evil regime.
it's a regime, it's a dictatorship, and I hope that once the Havana dictatorship is gone, that we can abolish the communists in the region, and start with a new fresh, and then in a new democracy for our people in Cuba. So I want to thank you, Jose.
I want to
Nice
thank you,
seeing
brother.
you, Iskra. And what is your name again?
Raul.
Raul. I forgot. Thank you. And I want to wish you a great night, and thank you
Yeah, I
for
put we
speaking up for
all
our
are
people.
San Isidro in to
We're
keep
all San
it.
Isidro. Happy Thanksgiving to all of us here in the U.S. But please, if you get
God
a
bless
chance
America.
around Thanksgiving, I'll maybe even put a little Facebook message. So for those folks in Facebook, please just remember, if this is still going on, please support these guys.
And
Yes.
and for all Cubans Americans, please keep fighting, keep pushing. We can do it. United, we can get it done. Thank you
That's
so
right.
much. You all have
That's
a
right.
Together
great
we
night.
are
A
more
happy
stronger.
Thanksgiving to everybody.
Have a good night, my friend.
Thank you.
Good night.
Iskra, any Raul, any final words?
Yeah, I like it to add something. and plus we know they are a regime, they are a tyranny, they are plus that they are a big bunch of morons. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Please.
And by the way, everybody, because we have a couple people on Facebook. Subscribe $100 when we get to 1,000. So subscribe so you help this channel out. Again, one of the biggest purposes of this channel is to get this message that many Cuban YouTubers are doing in Spanish, in English. Somos Mas is doing it. We're doing it. So just please plug it in. It's really important to us to make sure we get the word out. Help us out with the subscribers there. And also, Iskra, you can find her Monday nights at Somos Mas.
And you know what I say, Ilka, she laughing about they are a big bunch of morons because everything they do a wrong steps. Everything they do is completely wrong. It's like every time they make a new scratch to the tiger.
Blocking people to access this group of people who are doing who are just peacefully protesting. It's obviously a horrible move, and the world is knowing and pushing a little girl. Like, I don't have the reason I couldn't play the video is because I don't know all the rules in YouTube. But there's a video out there, you guys. So if you check it out, there's a video of this. They're dressed as civilians, but they're really cops, and more than cops, they're like people from the intelligence community, and they pushed a little girl that was trying to get to her dad inside this house.
Child abuse.
Yeah,
without reasons.
Well, that's
so. And for those men in Cuba, I know nobody there is English, but we're trying to get them. As a man, you cannot allow that. So I don't care if they're police. It doesn't matter if they're like. I don't care if it's Fidel. Okay, you cannot allow that. That's just completely anti.
No.
I don't know what to call it.
Las calles son de Fidel. The street are from. What? This is that guy. He's Ash right now in the ugliest town. How you say that? Plus that's another question I ask myself. They are hungry. They no food, and they are screaming 100% Fidel, las calles son de Fidel or whatever. A lot of bunch of
but these people are like, remember, they're trying to preserve a job and a little bag of food. But
Ilka, my point is they are screaming that when they go home and open the fridge is completely empty.
I understand, but that's what we can't change that reality. That's their reality. We cannot change that. That's the reality and many countries have had to live with that.
So do you think they are happy with that reality?
The issue is that that what the consequences are if they don't do that. If they don't go out and scream, we love Fidel Castro, then when they get home, are they going to have an empty fridge? Their kids are going to be in prison. They're going to disappear them. This is what happens. This is what happens in the dictatorship.
Right. I agree. But is not going to add yourself?
What we can do, Raul, what we can do is make sure we act and we make sure that the world knows. And if one of us today, there was a Cuban American that went from here and he was able to get there. So we need to put that as the good news. We cannot focus on the 2,000 Cubans that go there and are still afraid and can't do it. We got to focus on the good stories, on things that are happening. And what San Isidro is doing is what matters. What the other ones are still not doing is reality, and that will change the day they lose the fear. And the only way they can lose their fear is by slowly each of us changing and each of us pushing on.
And by knowing that, Raul, when they do, we're going to be here to support them. We're not going to be here we're not going to be here to give them a slap in the hand and say, why didn't you do it before? That's not what we're here to do. We're here
I agree with that.
We're here to say we love you, and the day that you're ready to come out and go against that regime,
we are ready
to support you. And the reason why we're supporting San Isidro is because we want them to know, we want all Cubans to know that when they do come out, we're going to be here to support them.
I agree.
Right.
I am ready for that.
100.
I am ready for that. I'm ready.
Free Danny Soliso. Free Danny. Again, that's their partner. That's the person that is also another artist, and that's kind of like he's the main reason this started. And then obviously other causes got ended, but obviously Free Danny Solis. There's a video online that the dictatorship let out through their intelligence services. It is most likely indoctrinated. It is most likely obviously under torture. We don't know what that man went through when they did that tape. I just want to warn people in case they don't know anything about the story. Do not believe anything coming from a dictatorship. It is obviously all indoctrinated and used for their own purposes. Okay.
Yeah. I agree with that, and I know. Don't take me wrong. I am ready to support that people because Cuba. I have a piece of Cuba in me.
I know.
After 40 years to be in this country.
We all do. We all do, and there's a lot of suffering, and a lot of people with a lot of pain. But we need to end this sometime.
I was 100% American. Even I drinking American coffee with cream and donuts and cheeseburgers and 7 bean soup, and ambrosia, etc. But around 2 years ago, I started to watching Carlito. Now is my friend because we have very close relation right now. And Carlitos, he wake up in me the old Cuban fella. They have inside, he's completely sleepy. Mm-hmm. And Carlitos, thank you to Carlitos, he wake up that Cuban. I say, oh my gosh, I was completed in my world. You know what I tried to say, right? It was like I am American, 24/7. My coffee and my cream in my big mug with American flag. But thank you to Carlitos, and now it's completely different. Everything that situation in San Isidro, they move my interior more deeply feelings.
I know the feeling because I was on vacation when this all started.
And celebrating anniversary. Celebrating our anniversary stopped all the plans. That's why we need more people. That's why we need more Cubans to be compromised. Stop a celebration all set up probably months earlier to join the social outcry. And I think you even went to Miami to give support, Iskra. So
I went down to Versailles when we were in Fort Pierce when they made the call that they were going to meet in Versailles, and we said, well, we got to go there. We just have to do it.
And one thing, maybe they are poor people in when we're talking about material, but they are rich people. They are rich. They are rich in courage. They are rich in ideas. They are rich in freedom. They are rich. Real. That is the real.
Yeah.
In order to keep getting the word out, again, I need everybody on Facebook, YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are giving $100 once we get to 1,000. We're at 520, and because we got to 500, there's going to be prizes giving out on Saturday on the Spanish section at 3 p.m. But this is the English section Tuesday at 8 p.m. And we're here to support San Isidro all the way, and they're going to get our support the whole week. And if I need to do this next Tuesday for San Isidro, we're going to be here for San Isidro. They're going to get an English word from us, from Somos Más, from everybody in between, and they're going to get a French version. The world is going to know about what their sacrifices they're making, because there's going to be people like us that are going to build more people. Today, from what I was looking at on Facebook, and I got a glance out, there was like 4 or 5 people that I didn't even see before commenting on my Facebook page, and that's 4 or 5 new people that maybe joined and maybe do something. So Raul, maybe you make 2 or 3 more. Iskra brings 4 or 5 more. And all of a sudden, those turn into 40, 50, 100, 1,000 people, and we keep growing this.
Yeah, it's a domino effect, and we need to continue. We need to continue and not give up. And for those young people that are listening to this or will be listening at one point, I know that you have seen a lot of, commercials on TV of the Cuba they want you to see, but that is not the real Cuba.
Exactly.
That is not the Cuba that everyday Cubans live in. The everyday Cuba that our people live in have no way of supporting themselves, because if it wasn't for the 3 million Cubans that are out here sending them money, they would not be able to support themselves. Those people have no freedom of speech. They have no freedom of religion. They have no just forget about the fact that they don't want to be, they think politically different from what they have in their country. Look what's happening to these young people, just for the fact that they think differently.
And one thing, Pepito, and I like to mention, we needed to, with all respect, the Danny San Isidro. We have another. His name is Silverio Portal Contreras.
Yes, and actually, I'm getting with Canadian Cubans. They're doing a story. They're trying to translate it. Once they translate it, if they give me permission, I'll share it here. If not, I'll give them their link. Because they're doing his story in English, so people know about it.
I have it over here.
Perfect. I talked to Ernesto earlier on, and he's doing that story. He's another political prisoner. He lost an eye, so he's probably going to be blind if he gets out. If we're able to, fight for, like, if we're able to get him out of there. He's in a lot of physical stress with his medical condition, and he's suffering a lot. So he's another person that is suffering just because of his freedom, trying to do freedom of expression. That's all, y'all. Freedom of expression gets thrown in prison. Has been there for the last 2.5 years, getting beat up. Almost, who knows if he has brain injury or not. Who knows? We haven't. The only one that has met him was his mother. International community doesn't really get access to this political prisoner, so we have to take it for what it is and whatever word we get, which is not good enough. But that's why we're here tonight, is to support those people that have no voice and are trying to have a voice, and they're being shut down. But we're not going to allow that to happen.
But one thing is the time. The time is the only thing never stop. Is one day to another day. And now I this morning they said muere el ministro del Interior del Ministerio del Interior de Cuba.
Right.
I'm sorry, pero one less.
That's one less, and that's good news, because that means the way they're doing it, usually they do a big parade when one of these people dies. They're not doing any of that. They're doing everything on the secret, which means that they're either not proud or they're trying to hide something. And we don't know the cause of death. They're saying it's a long-term illness. Who knows? All I know is that there's a lot of different things going on happening that are not usual.
They're all old. They're going to die eventually, Exactly.
Every single one.
None of us.
We look pretty young. Sorry.
None of us are eternal, so I'm hoping that they'll start dying one by one.
Because este joven ha de ser quien lo quiera hacer. La juventud es algo mental, no se lleva el corazón.
Oh, I don't want to make this life too long, so final thoughts. Big cheers to Somos Más. Go ahead. Final thoughts, Raúl, and then I'll go with Iskra.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for letting me in. Always a pleasure. We follow you. Ilka is the second time or third time. It's my pleasure. We are here in Florida, like a Pepito. I know you are from North Carolina. South Carolina. I know both. Beautiful weather. Very green.
Mm-hmm. We love it.
Yeah, I know. We was in North Carolina and South in Tennessee too. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. So thank you very much. God bless America.
Amen.
And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Viva Cuba Libre.
Big hugs. Viva Cuba Libre. Free Dani Soler and SOS. San Isidro.
San
And
Isidro.
Iskra, please, everybody, if first of all, Iskra is on Monday nights in Somos Mas again. Please check her out. And also, she has a video on her business. She's an accountant. She has an accounting firm worldwide, but she does a lot of business accounting. So if you are dealing with taxes or you want to open up a business, first of all, there's a video on this channel on JVU's on Jose Views that you can see. It's called Business Talk. You can find her there. And I think hopefully I added the description to her accounts on Facebook. She's on Facebook. I'll let her tell you where she's at. Definitely get in touch with her if you're doing that kind of stuff. And Iska, any final words? And also give yourself some promo because I think I put it in the description of the other video, but I need to double check.
Yeah, I don't like to mix my business with this that I do because I do. I think I'm spending a lot more time on this than I do on my business lately. But this is, I can't help it. I can't help it. I can't go on knowing that, you can do. I think we're at a time in our country right now. We're at a point in time where it's you either are a spectator or you're an action maker, and I want to be a part of the action. I want to be a part of those people that made a difference. And I don't have to be a big. I don't want to go back to Cuba. I have made my life here. I've been here since I was 9 years old. My children are here, and my grandchildren will be born here. I have made my life here. There's nothing left for me to Cuba, but I want to see my people because I went back after 15 years after I had left my country, and I fell in love with my people again, and I fell in love with my country again, and I want to see my country and my people free. And that is all that moves me, and that is what I want, and I know that is what San Isidro is fighting for, and anyone that is fighting that fight, I am going to be right there with them, supporting them. And I hope that every single one of you will join us. Please.
And please, hashtag, help us, please. Share, let people know about it. Like Alex said before, you're saving lives without you knowing. You're being part of history without you knowing. Follow us. I think we can tell you a lot more. Don't be hesitate to join this show. This is a place where I am more than open to let you into our little Cuban American world and tell you everything in between, and you'll get to interact with all those beautiful people. And thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you for the support. Change is now with you. That's right. Yes, Caridad, I put this on Facebook too. You can find me there. And everybody, you all just had great comments. The couple of people that came in, Fidel, rest in peace, my friend. And let's go, SOS, San Isidro. Let's support our friends in San Isidro. That's what matters. That's right.
No rest in peace.
All right, everybody. Have a great night. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll be posting a video pretty shortly on, probably Wednesday or Thursday. Follow up with that. Thank you all so much. Let's go, San Isidro. We're with you.